Welcome, and what a great weekend of sports we had. Whether it was college basketball or UFC 298, both outstanding sports events and stuff that happened in college basketball, of course. But the main event of it all this weekend was All-Star Weekend. And what was that? All-Star Weekend, used to look forward to it, but since 2021, it's been absolutely a snooze. Nothing's been good. All-Star Sunday, the East smoked the West 211 to 186, even with the stacked Western Conference All-Stars who have nothing but Hall of Famers on their team. I expected the East to win. They're full of 25 or younger players. First All-Star game, or maybe just their second All-Star game. They want to win. The West are full of older, 3+ time All-Stars who this is just repetitive at this point. Want to get out of Indiana. Who the hell wants to spend their All-Star weekend in Indiana? It's trash. Been there. Now, was this game entertaining? Maybe to some. But the reason we are all sports fans is because of the competitiveness in sports. And in this game, no one seems to even care anymore. Larry Bird, before the game, said he wanted it to be competitive again. Well, guess what? They could care less. They just want to shoot around. I don't see how it's fun that they just want to run back and forth like it's a cardio session, just shoot around all game and throw lobs. That shit's boring. Play some defense. We want to see the best go against the best. And the only way we see that is in the All-Star game. Full of elite players. And they're too scared of embarrassing one another. LeBron's too scared. Jalen Brunson out here embarrassing him during the All-Star game. So why doesn't everybody just shoot around, throw lobs, and just skip around the court? It's terrible. It's not fun. This shit needs to go. Just give the players a break. No one wants to watch this. There's going to be millions of people watching it, but guess what? Because there's nothing else on TV. No one can care less about this game. It's useless. You talk about players getting injured? At least if they get injured during a competitive All-Star game, they're having fun. People are enjoying watching this. They get injured from running back and forth on the court. Who cares? This shit sucks. Now, of course, Sunday is just the main course. But Saturday, the dunk contest and the three-point contest, talk about a snooze fest. Jaylen Brown, coming off almost getting his ass beat by Duncan Robinson, is now again the laughingstock of the league. He jumped over a 5'3" YouTuber on a chair. That makes him 2'9". And he didn't even catch the first lob that Jason Tatum threw him over the 2-foot YouTuber. He had to go for the second attempt and got a better score than Jaime Jaquez Jr. dunking over Shaq. I think Jaime Jaquez Jr. had one of the better dunks this the first round. And they screwed him over by giving him the lowest score because they didn't know what other trash was to come. And then Jaylen Brown, he advances to the later rounds and uses his left hand as a prop because everyone knows he cannot use his left hand. He uses it as a prop to get a better score on a dunk. All he did was a regular left-handed dunk that I could do. And he stared at his left hand. Buddy, you got no left hand, but you should have a left hand. You're in the NBA. What are we doing? This dunk contest, we've seen every dunk that can happen at this point. The last good dunk contest was 2020, then 2016, and then probably 1985. Probably 1956. That was absolute garbage. The worst All-Star weekend I ever watched. It just gets worse and worse every year. But yet, the only highlight out of the NBA this weekend, Sabrina Ionescu versus Stephen Curry. It was better than the actual three-point contest. She was shooting from the NBA three-point line. And Kennedy Smith said she should have shot from the WNBA three-point line. She had 26. That's higher than whoever won the three-point contest. All right? She's a better shooter than probably half the NBA from the NBA three-point line. Just not better than Steph Curry, of course. He beat her with 29. But they need to figure out something to do with this. They have something here. And it's good. It was interesting. It had me watching. The rest had me snoozing. Now, Caitlin Clark is money. Sabrina Ionescu, Caitlin Clark, Stephen Curry, maybe Klay Thompson, Maybe you put Sabrina and Clay versus Steph and Caitlin. Or Clay and Caitlin versus Steph and Sabrina. Or just find another All-Star. Klay Thompson, your wash, buddy. But they'll be missing an opportunity not doing something like this next year. And I think they said they will. So good on the NBA. Now, how about some NFL banter? Some NFL banter, not during the NFL season. NFL season's over, so it's free agent season. Justin Jefferson said last week, where the Vikings go with their quarterback position will factor into his contract decision. Kirk Cousins is a free agent this season, and I don't see the Vikings being able to bring him back. Kirk is a fairly good quarterback, and paying Kirk Cousins, and then definitely having to pay Justin Jefferson elite money, because he's the best receiver in the league, and I'm expecting him to be paid as the highest paid receiver of all time, will financially kill the Minnesota Vikings. Justin Jefferson, he's been successful with 4 different quarterbacks, and he's their franchise. So he's obviously the real deal, and you're able to go get another quarterback. Now, where will that leave Justin Jefferson is the real question. The Vikings hold the 11th pick, so I can see them being able to get a pretty solid quarterback in the draft. And one guy that I think could be an elite quarterback in the NFL, and he's pretty slept on. He's not slept on that much. He's still like probably top 15 projected, is Michael Penix Jr. If you watch enough college football and enough Washington football, you could tell Michael Penix Jr. is probably the most NFL-ready quarterback in college football. Even above Bo Nix, who spent half his life in college. It will be interesting to see what the Vikings go, though. I mean, Kevin O'Connell, offensive coach, he did good with those 3 other backups. And I can see him doing good with another quarterback. A young quarterback would be nice. Kirk Cousins old. He can go to another team. And you get a young quarterback. And Justin Jefferson's young. You build them together. And you got a wham, bam, power, slam duo right there in the future. I honestly wouldn't be surprised if Jefferson gets traded, though. If the Vikings feel that he will not sign this extension, why would you keep him for 1 season? You're not going to contend anything this season, especially if you let go of Kirk Cousins. Trade him. Get a haul. I saw something, maybe trade him to the Patriots. Patriots need a receiver. Number 3 pick. I don't think that's going to happen. Bill Belichick doesn't want him. He's black. Justin Jefferson becomes a free agent next year, so he's seeking a contract extension ahead of the 2024 season. Lastly, college basketball was great this weekend, as I said in the beginning. Damn sure better than the All-Star Carnival. Purdue got upset by an interim head coach and Ohio State. Big Ten teams are seriously just frauds. Purdue, Big 4 or bust this season. Seton Hall defeated St. John's, came back from 16 points. I can only imagine what Rick Pitino sent in that locker room. We also had the Michigan State versus Michigan rivalry. Michigan State 173-63 at Ann Arbor. Incredible game. I think Michigan didn't score for like 6 minutes at the end. They really sold. They were up a lot. They were up like 8 at most in the second half. Michigan State came back. Tom Izzo magic. You know what it is. Now, that was a great week of college basketball, but there's also a great week ahead. So to start off the great week ahead, our CBB game of the day, Virginia versus Virginia Tech. Virginia has been one of the hottest teams in the nation. Yet they face a struggling Virginia Tech team. The key factor in this game is turnovers. Both teams are great defensively, especially Virginia. They only allow like 57 points a game. Virginia Tech gives up more than 9 turnovers a game, while the Cavaliers gave up an average of 6 turnovers a game. Yet Virginia Tech is favored to win at home. Now, you'll think Virginia maybe have the edge. You know, they're ranked number 21. But Virginia Tech is favored at home. But who am I rolling with? Virginia Tech. It's college basketball. Why wouldn't the struggling team at home beat the top 25 ranked road team? We saw it with Ohio State. They just fired their coach. They beat number 4, or number 2. Never mind, number 4, number 2. Number 4 got their ass spanked this weekend by UConn, Marquette. That's besides the point. Virginia Tech needs to be able to score and not turn the ball over. The Cavalier defense is outstanding, but I think the Hokies are able to get the win. I'm expecting a night from Sean Padula. He averages 15 points a game and is a bucket. Needs to be able to get threes. Needs to get the threes flowing early for the team. Catch fire for the team. So our CBB game today, Virginia versus Virginia Tech, ESPN, 7 p.m. And since there is no dog today, Virginia Tech is my pick of the day.